Okay, so here's the thing. I know I said I was going to make the Mama review quite a few weeks ago, but I never did. Unfortunately, things came up and I never got around to it. But I did write it, and it's actually on Tumblr down below. So check it out if you can. That also brings me to my next point is that Game of Thrones is right around the corner. It's at the end of this month, and I figured why not talk about it. So here we are. Let's talk about Game of Thrones Season 1. Game of Thrones first premiered on HBO April 17, 2011. Since then, it has achieved popularity in the highest regards. With Sean Bean on the cover and his near-worldly known existence of him as Boromir in the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring, among many different projects he's been in throughout the years, not to mention his notable deaths in a lot of them, seeing him in a new show set in the Middle Ages with the side of potential magic and political scheming, first thing on my mind is, yeah, I'll watch it. Sean Bean is only a small part as to why this show is successful. There are plenty others that give it their all and make the show very interesting and entertaining to watch. Like Mark Addy, for example, who plays the King of the Seven Kingdoms. Ugh, sorry, got a little repetitive there. But luckily, we have some sort of familiar face to look upon as this show starts us off. Now, let's be clear here. There are only 10 episodes per season, but each episode is a literal hour long, so if you count bathroom breaks, it might be longer. While this is not a problem for some, it might be for others. Why, you ask? Wait till I tell you about the pacing. So, without further ado, let's take an in-depth look at Game of Thrones. I mentioned before about the pacing and why some people may have a problem with it. The pacing is slow, developing, and not everything is action-packed. You're bouncing around from one story to another, gaining knowledge of what's going on with each person. Even so, every character you see is a potential side character that will be talked about or referenced at some point in time. This is a show that you actually have to pay attention to do what is going on. Well, with that said, not to contradict what I just said before, but a lot happens in these 10 episodes. There will be times where you don't see a character anymore. It's because they're either dead, elsewhere, or dead. There are depictions of gore, sex, incest, and gay, and brutal moments that are not shied away from. I consider the development for each character flawless. That doesn't mean, though, that you won't be annoyed by a few, if not a lot of the character. Here is the first family you're going to get to know. The Lannister family. The Baratheon family. And the Targaryen family. The story is a definitely deep and engaging one, especially as we follow several different storylines at once. For instance, we have Ned Stark and his storyline. As he's in Winterfell, he receives word that someone that he was very close to him, his name is Jon Arryn, has died mysteriously. He's also informed that his good comrade and friend, Robert Baratheon, he's coming down to Winterfell to ask him one question and one question only. Will you be my hand of the king? And the hand of the king is kind of the guy who does the dirty work or just work for the king is basically the guy that can do stuff when the king doesn't want to or can't.
You do have a choice, and you've made it.
You might not have my name. You have my blood.
Bastard boy with nothing to inherit. Off to serve in the ancient order of the Night's Watch.
Next time I see you, you'll be all in black. It was always my colour.
This is where the point where, even after the first episode, this is where characters start to become geographically separated. One thing that I do like about this show is that it does take its time to develop the characters. Like, there's a moment where Jon Snow and Tyrion Lannister, who is the imp, they're both considered in both of their household families to be kind of outcasts because they're different in some ways. And even though they didn't exactly see eye to eye, you can understand the connection.
The Targaryen girl convinces her horse lord husband to invade.
We won't be able to stop them.
Get it over with. Cut her throat.
We commit murder on the word of this man.
I'm a purveyor of beauty and discretion.
This is a show that is based on everyone's decision and how they are affected in different ways. Some people make honorable and good decisions, and that costs them their life, while others make bad decisions, and that keeps them alive. This show's got a lot going for it. The moral consequences are high, and no character is safe. Ultimately, I give Game of Thrones frackin' excellent. Well, I appreciate you watching this review. Tell me your praises, tell me your woes. The next time I get a chance, I'm going to do the Game of Thrones Season 2 review. Until next time, guys.